let's see. I noticed that Rev has actually done a video of this, so hopefully maybe he can give you like the abridged cliff notes, because there's a lot to cover on these, especially with articles pretty much of defending them. And so yeah, let's I guess get started on this, because I really wanted to talk about this. I was gonna do one on Thursday, and I kind of held off on it because I felt like there was gonna be a lot more coming in. There's probably gonna be even more coming in with the next week. So yeah, I guess let's get started.
So another day and another Sweet Baby Inc. related video. Now, over the past couple of days, this situation has evolved way beyond just Sweet Baby Inc. And this has grown into the video game industry as a whole, but in particular, a new development.
Oh yeah. Hopefully he'll give at least some of the cliff notes, at least preferably, you know, obviously, like I've said, Kabrutus, just some random guy on Steam, starts a little Steam group called Sweet Baby Inc. Detected. Sweet Baby Inc., of course, a consultant group. Pretty much if a game's kind of woke, or if it kind of has any type diversity things, hires and whatnot, or any sort of certain pieces of you know what? Let's just let him talk. I'm pretty sure he'll get on it.
Where gaming journalists are finally starting to talk about this situation. Now, this user observes a common thing that happens on my channel. It's my curse. Whenever I do a video that's covering everything up to date on a situation, something new tends to pop up within an hour of releasing my video, and that's exactly what happened yesterday. We talked about some updates regarding statements made by the CEO of Sweet Baby Inc., and I ended the video on this observation that
Craig.
Basically up until that point, no gaming journalist source had mentioned anything about this Sweet Baby Inc. situation, despite the fact it would bring them a lot of clicks. However, as I released that video, we got a news source that finally talked about it, and it was Kotaku entering the fray with their own article covering the Sweet Baby Inc. situation.
Because you know you can trust Kotaku.
Now, of course, if you don't know Kotaku, it's not very surprising that they would speak about this. And if you don't know them, basically the way Kotaku works, they are a monetized humiliation fetish. Basically, for years, the only way they can get any clicks on their articles is to make intentionally inflammatory or just flat out wrong articles where people go there, the main traffic is just to point and laugh at them. But anyways, this is the article, and everyone's been
That's why you go to places like you archive that shit, or you get an ad blocker. Anyway, I guess he's not going to talk about what Sweet Baby Inc. Basically, a consultant group basically tells people how they should probably be writing things, how they should pretty usually trying to add a lot of diversification to games and whatnot. If they've been behind games like Justice League Suicide Squad kills the Justice League, among other games. If a game's pretty woke, as they say, they're probably behind it anyway. But yeah, a man by the name of Kabrutus started a Steam group basically called Sweet Baby Inc. Detected that actually brings to light of all the sites of all the games and all the that they are involved with, and apparently they weren't too happy about that, to the point that even people who worked for Sweet Baby Inc. pretty much flat out called for not only the group to be disbanded or to be taken down, but also Kabrutus to lose his account. But yeah, let's keep going. See where, like for the longest time, like he said, no outlet was covering this, and then we get a Kotaku article
talking about this. It is titled Sweet Baby Inc. doesn't do what some gamers think it does. No, one company isn't forcing diversity into all your favorite video games. Now, I think in this situation we have the opportunity to do something that is very valuable, and that is look at the author of this article before we get into it, to understand any sort of biases they might have and other viewpoints that might be clouding their judgment. And we can see the author is this person, Alyssa, who of course is a senior editor at Kotaku, which already makes them pretty biased in many different ways. But let's see their...
As of right now, that is accurate. They protected their tweets because, yeah.
Main tweet sharing this article that got a lot of people talking. It said, I spoke to the team at Sweet Baby and infiltrated the Discord group rallying against them.
Let me see if I can find that really fast. The infiltration. Basically what they did was, by infiltrating, she means she went on there and tried to get people doxxed. There we go. See? Yeah. Kotaku journalist joins public Discord to attempt to dox members. Let's see. Hey, if anyone would like to chat about this on Discord, on the Steam page, let me know. If there are a reason many of you don't have name pictures associated with your accounts on here. Interesting. Yeah, because probably don't want you doxing them. Honestly, I think I said this to like make someone someone should have called themselves Zach. That's a little bit of a Gamergate reference, and if you get it, I love you. Why do you think that is? Probably because we don't want people still here. Just curious. Anyone want to speak on the curation? No. Hello. Anyone? Yeah, because everyone knew you're freaking glowy, essentially. Anyway, let's go back.
Yeah, she infiltrated an open public Discord server. But this is where things got very messy. In the replies to that tweet, she said this.
That's right.
Hi, you can't...
Oh, that's right. This was in regards to some of the founders of Sweet Baby also being a little racist against white people. He was like, oh, so glad. I almost dreamt I was a white person. It was some really messed up shit. I really should have gotten those. But I didn't know he was talking about this. I thought he would have actually cited this, but whatever.
Can't be racist against white people. Thanks for tuning in. She really channeled her inner Uki Violetta on this one. But of course, this would spark a lot of controversy because treating someone poorly based on the color of their skin is not a good thing, and people can recognize that.
I love this, that I have no idea if this person is, she looks like, I'm gonna guess she's white, most likely is. Nothing, here's the thing, anybody who is a white guilt does not get you points with minorities. As a Hispanic, we don't respect you for it. We actually think you're really fucking pathetic. I assume this woman is white. That's nothing we love. Yeah, there's nothing great. Yeah, we don't really like self-loathing white people. You don't have to. I don't get this. I never understand that. This is so dumb for people to feel this type of way.
But this reflects a lot of bad attitudes that this person has towards people based on their race. And this tweet was made a few days ago, which is a very ironic one because it says, I maintain that most people who are shitty / aggressive / racist / sexist / otherwise terrible online have yet to get their asses beat IRL, and they should. Besides the fact this is a threat that breaks Twitter's TOS, this is ironic because this tweet would apply to irony. Not only Sweet Baby Inc. employees and other gaming journalists, but it would apply to themselves because...
Clearly this woman is clearly objective. She's quite the journalist.
Not only their comment about white people that we just saw, but here's some other club bangers
there we go.
On their account. This one saying, more white people need to get their ass beat on the reg. Another violent threat.
Oh, wait, she could be white passing. You never know. They love to use that word.
Glorifying violence against people based on the color of their skin. Here's another one saying, I am here to save the video game industry from bad style. It's been run by crusty cis white dudes for far too long. I am your salvation.
Anyone who uses the word cis white male
is surprising from a Kotaku employee, but they have this complex about older white men, and I think that's a lot of projection. But here's another one saying, being ageist is bad, except when it's about old white dudes in games journalism. So not only do they discriminate against people based on the color of their skin, they will also discriminate based on your age, which is another thing that I guess this person supports, and Kotaku as a proxy must be supporting as well. But of course, their reply to their main article would get hit with a community note saying racism isn't limited to marginalized or minority racist / ethnic groups. It is simply the unfair treatment of people who belong to a different / specific race, which can in fact include white people. Now, of course, facing this backlash, initially Alyssa would
this person has to be
mock all of the people angry at her, making this tweet saying, I am happy, and that makes them mad. And then 2 seconds later, she would private her account
so
and
happy.
run away and play the victim.
So happy, yeah. That you have to freaking block your freaking account. That you, Actually, the funny thing is, well, you know what? We'll get to that later because it kind of plays a little bit more.
But of course, the article is still up and it's still being shared by Kotaku, so that gives us the chance to go in and look at what Alyssa had to say about this Sweet Baby Inc. situation. So it starts off by saying, Sweet Baby Inc. is not the largest narrative design company in the games industry, nor is it solely responsible for the characters and stories in recent high-profile releases like Alan Wake 2, God of War Ragnarok, and Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League, but good luck telling some gamers that. So of course,
clearly objective right now.
It's pretty ironic that they're trying to downplay the role of Sweet Baby Inc. in the industry, and then also the next sentence turn around and show their impact on the industry. And of course, yeah, we see Suicide Squad kill the Justice League. We've been talking about that a lot, and a lot of people have been using this as a reference for Sweet Baby Inc.'s involvement with that game because it's an abject failure. Even Warner Bros. Has come out and said it was greatly underperforming and a big hit financially for them. In fact, right now, only a month after its release, the average active player count is in the 200s most of the day.
Keep in mind, this is also the game that has a profile on Jon Stewart, the Green Lantern, a black man, who basically, who refers to him as one of the good ones. Just leaving that out there. Whoever wrote that should never be working in comic books ever again.
Very bad stuff. But going forward, the article goes on and says, late last month, one of the company's consultants discovered a Steam group dedicated to detecting games that Sweet Baby Inc. has worked on. The purpose? To encourage people to avoid those games because the group had deemed SBI was pushing a woke agenda by working toward greater diversity, equity, and inclusion. The Steam group now has over 100,000 followers in its own Discord that boasts nearly 2,000 members. But this ire against Sweet Baby Inc. and DEI initiatives in general isn't new. An October 2023 Kiwi Farms post shared similar sentiments, stating that the company's involvement in Remedy Awards award-winning 2023 action game Alan Wake 2 was possibly one of the biggest scandals in gaming history, which is a bit of a deflection towards the main focus of what's been going on.
That barely has anything to do with it. I wouldn't really call it the biggest scandal. They changed the character Saga to black, where she was white, and they pretty much almost a blink and you miss it moment, but from another game, from I believe Quantum Break. That was barely a scandal.
On this past week, and that is the attacks and the lashing back that Sweet Baby Inc. employees have been having towards this Steam group, which, like I've always said, says a lot about these employees. Why would you be threatened by someone discovering the games that you've worked on? You should be proud of the things that you worked on. Why would
I've said this before? I said this too. It's like, why are you so upset about this? He's showing you these games that you're involved, that you proudly display, that you show on your website now, that shows of all the companies you worked with, all the games you worked with. It's in the credits of a lot of these games, I believe. Why would you be so afraid? He's just simply giving his opinion. This Sweet Baby Inc. is the Inc. Detected is a consumer group. Full stop. What is wrong with that? I have nothing wrong with the consumer getting information. It's no different than the Surgeon General having those little warnings on cigarettes. It's no different than showing the ingredients in your food. It's just showing you who's behind some of the things you make. You shouldn't be ashamed of that.
Would you be concerned that people are finding out your involvement with these games? Honestly, the best way they could have handled the situation as Sweet Baby Inc. is to either ignore this Steam group, because of course paying attention to it had the Streisand effect and made it very popular, or they could have simply said, yep, those are the games we worked on and we're very proud of them. But they didn't do that. Instead, they lashed out and led a harassment campaign against the group and its owner, and it backfired horribly. But the article goes on and says, the conversation...
How much you want to bet they actually mentioned that?
Around Sweet Baby Inc. has ignited a fundamentally misinformed Gamergate-esque firestorm. Its employees have faced rampant harassment as a direct result. Interesting, when you consider the fact that this entire thing was started by an employee of Sweet Baby Inc. This individual right here made a post calling out the Steam group, who was minding its own business and simply tracking the publicly available list of games that they had worked on, the company had worked on. And they led this harassment campaign, leading their followers to report this group and direct harassment towards its owner.
Let's go back just for a second. Here we go. Yep, there's a curator group, a harassment group. Sweet Baby Inc. detected lead by this person. Here's them trying to be so slick, and so they don't get reported, even if discriminatory language filed off. The group itself still fails in the code of conduct. Anyway, report this report the fuck out of this group, and report to the creator since he loves his account so much. That's funny. This is the only harassment campaign I see. Not only telling people, bringing people to light of this of this curated group, but also telling them to report the group and the creator. That literally just it's a literal consumer group. Again, how much do you want to bet that article mentions it?
To report this group and direct harassment towards its owner. Going back to the article, it says, what bad actors think companies like Sweet Baby Inc. do?
Bad actors. Oh, the fucking irony.
Industry has had its fair share of struggles lately, from massive layoffs to wildly expensive games like Suicide Squad falling short of expectations. According to the loudest members of the Sweet Baby Inc. detected Discord, the company is directly responsible for those failures, not the studios that employed them in the first place, because of the content Sweet Baby allegedly forces into games. Now, this is very important for people like Alyssa to understand. Yes, people are blaming Sweet Baby Inc. for part of the failure of games like Suicide Squad due to their involvement. But they're also blaming companies like Rocksteady for the failure as well. They're blaming all the parties involved, not only for hiring people like Sweet Baby Inc. in the first place, which is a bad decision on their behalf, but also they're doing their own mistakes in the process. And if you look at the mission statement in the About section of Sweet Baby Inc., this idea of
good job, Rev.
diversification being forced, it's literally in their statement. That is their goal.
Founded in 2018, Sweet Baby Inc. is a narrative development and consultation studio based in Montreal and working around the globe. Our mission is to tell better, more empathetic stories while diversifying and enriching the video games industry. We aim to make games more engaging, more fun, more meaningful, and more inclusive for everybody. God, I threw up a little bit in my mouth thinking about that. We didn't need you. You are a worthless group, Sweet Baby. We do not need you to do this. Most better writers can do this. Rev's kind of skipping over some of this article. I've read a bit of it. I listened to a little bit when Side Scrollers did their little reading of it too, but unfortunately when I was at work, the Wi-Fi was fucking up because that's what I was listening to, so I didn't get it all out of it. And I figured maybe I'll just wait for this, but if he doesn't get tuned to the big hitting point, then I guess we'll look at that.
Is a company, it's right there on display, but not anymore, as people have observed. Sweet Baby Inc. has changed their mission statement.
Wow.
This is something that's happened in the past 24 hours.
I did not know that. Find it interesting. Sweet Baby Inc. decided to edit its website amidst all the controversy and decided to redo their mission statement, removing any mentions of diversifying. Let's see. Before was the last one, what we read. After. We begin with all hand reviews and discussions of the project material. Everyone at Sweet Baby sees your project and shares their thoughts, feelings, and ideas. We do this because it kicks the project off with a multitude of perspectives, beginning a conversation that ensures that work is richer and more resonant before it's even put on paper. We then create and complete narrative deliveries by keeping the player in mind. Bull fucking shit. With a focus on user experience and emotional design. We aim to consult with honesty, transparency, and a conversational approach to help with the best direction of your project. That is the biggest bullshit lie I've ever fucking heard.
They have completely changed their publicly available mission statement, and they have outright removed any mention of diversifying games. They are trying to gaslight you. They are pulling the rug, changing the statement, and trying to make you sound like you're making up things by saying they're trying to add diversification to games. That was in their mission statement. That was the purpose of their company, and now they're trying to gaslight you into thinking that was never the case. But the article goes on to say, on March 5th, I managed to spend an hour or so in the Sweet Baby Inc. detected Discord before I was booted from the space.
I didn't know it was
Likely
Discord.
because I identified myself as a Kotaku journalist. Man, I imagine...
Wow.
Who would believe that someone would want to kick a
Jesus Christ. It's like literally saying you're an FBI agent in a riot. Jesus. Come on. Some journalist you are. Maybe try to pretend this is so... Oh my god, this person's stupid.
Kotaku journalist out of their Discord server. Nobody wants a journalist in general in their Discord server where they're just trying to track these games and also socialize with one another. And they definitely don't want someone from Kotaku, obviously has an agenda, being there in the first place. But they go on to say, in it, members shared posts referencing Feminist Frequency founder Anita Sarkeesian, Marcus Aurelius quotes, and pictures of idealized female bodies in games. One image showed several pictures of the protagonist Eve from Korean developer Shift Up's
You're saying something bad about Koreans?
Blade, juxtaposed against female characters from Overwatch, Forspoken, and Life is Strange. Embrace tradition, reject modernity is emblazoned on the collage. And I can't imagine why people would make collages like this. But this whole idea of people...
Funny how like just about all those games, half of those games are pretty damn bad. I would say, I don't know what the bottom middle one is, but let's see. That's Saints Row, the first one. Second one is Andromeda, Mass Effect Andromeda. Third one is Overwatch. I don't know why I forgot. I haven't played that in so long. Fourth one, Life is Strange. It's like that newer one. I don't know the middle, that other one, and Forspoken. I forgot. I don't know what this. I don't really care. I forgot what it was called, but who cares? Anyway,
people rejecting these female characters. That's what Anita Sarkeesian was doing for years. She doesn't care about diversification as long as it's not following the rules of what she wants. Because you have characters like Samus from Metroid, who is a female lead that people loved. She rejected that character because she thought that it was being sexualized with some small in-game Easter eggs, and that was just, well, the reason to write off characters like that.
I really wish I had actually... Part of me almost wishes I had watched this video beforehand. I didn't know he was going to mention Anita. Anita, I don't even like video game Sarkeesian. Because of that clip where she says, I don't know anything about video. Like, this was before... She was like doing some little thing, I guess, for a college course, like presenting something. And she's like, oh, I'm going to do like a thing. I'm going to do something on video games. Like, I don't know anything about video games. I don't even like video games.
Now, I grew up on Nintendo. I've been a fan of the Mario and Zelda franchises for most of my life, and they'll always have a special place in my heart.
It's a soundtrack of one song, except I'm doing video games. So it's not exactly a fandom. I'm not a fan of video games. I actually had to learn a lot about video games in the process of making this.
She has that little stupid picture where she has a little stack of Xbox games and shit, and clearly she bought those then. So whatever. Her and her little 7th grade interpretation of women in video games.
So she's been doing the same thing that you're trying to accuse this Discord server of doing, and that's not really surprising. But it continues on saying, almost 2K members, there are already a bunch of infiltrated people here screenshotting everything. They infiltrated this server. It is a publicly open Discord server that literally...
You're not like an FBI agent infiltrating the clan, sweetheart. You went into a public server.
Anyone can join. They did not infiltrate this.
Some
like
journalism
into North Korea or something.
You're not even
it's an open
journalism.
Discord server. This is nothing to brag about. They even included this language, like we saw earlier, in their tweet promoting the article. It's really weird. They're trying to like make themselves look like they're these risk-taking heroes going into this Discord server.
It's amazing. You know, back then, journalists were like more afraid. They're like, I don't care if the mafia comes after me. I'm gonna get this article out there to the people. Even like maybe in the 2000s, like people like I don't care if like I have to go across the lines of a bunch of infidels or whatever. I'm gonna make sure people know about what's going on. Now it's like, oh, I don't care. I'm gonna infiltrate a public Discord server.
But in terms of what she did,
there we go.
In
He
this
talked about it.
Discord server, yeah, people are taking screenshots of you. Because here's some of the things that Alyssa was trying to do. She was trying to get quotes from people and interview people. But most concerning is this section right here where she says, is there a reason why many of you don't have your names/pictures associated with your accounts on here? Basically, she wants the private information, people's legal names, and their pictures for whatever purpose that she has. That certainly could be nefarious, because why would anyone want to give this information over to a Kotaku journalist? But moving forward,
at all, because she's clearly trying to dox people.
The next section saying, Sweet Baby Inc. is enforcing diversity. It's happening naturally. Though these kinds of social media posts argue that companies like Sweet Baby Inc. somehow force game studios to include diverse characters and storylines, the reality is vastly different. Well, here's some interactions between some employees of Rocksteady Games responsible for Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League and Kim Belair, the CEO of Sweet Baby Inc., where they straight up changed a character from one race to black for the simple.
To be fair, okay, I was gonna say, and they kind of did that in the movie, so just saying. Again, it wasn't really a big deal, but this guy is like,
Simple purposes of.
what are you talking about? After 11 years, apparently this guy never played The Walking Dead season 1. He never played. What was it called? Prototype. That was an Xbox 360 game.
Bragging about it on Twitter, where
And also bragging about a black character being in this game on the cover of this game is not the brag you think it is.
Kim then applauds them
Great
and
job.
shows that she was somehow involved in that decision, which is literally the exact definition of forced diversity.
I don't
really know what else you could say that would disprove what just happened there, but there it is. But going forward, the article continues saying, after chatting with Sweet Baby Inc., I returned to my Discord DM with one of the members of the group rallying against them. With the help of Belair's own words, I explained what SBI actually does, its core focus on narrative work, and how DEI is only a small part of their remit. He wouldn't budge. With all due respect, it really just seems like the same thing to me, but just a bit more hands-on in the writing process. The end goal is to insert DEI type stuff into the project they are working on. And honestly, we can trust the words of the CEO.
Oh, okay, they're gonna post this up too.
She has made her mission statements many times publicly known in a clip that we watched yesterday. So basically, if you don't remember, she outright says, if these companies don't want to work with people like us, just remind them that they can be canceled. Threaten them with the possibility of being canceled publicly. This was a clip that we watched yesterday, and it really goes to show the strong arming that companies like Sweet Baby Inc. are doing to get these companies in the gaming industry to hire them out of fear of cancel culture.
Let's go with let's look at that clip just for context.
If you're a creative working in AAA, which I did for many, many years, put this stuff up to your higher ups. And if they don't,
Keep in mind, this is the CEO of Sweet Baby. Her own words. No one else's. No context real needed. This is
higher ups. And if they don't see the value in what you're asking for when you ask for consultants, when you ask for research, go have a coffee with your marketing team and just terrify them with the possibility of what's going to happen if they don't give you what you want.
So threats. There you go. Extort them. Cancel them. Try to get rid of them. If they are part of the problem, we will make them go away. Again, I have a feeling that's not in the fucking article.
But going on, here are the replies to the article, and it really sums up the absolute echo chamber that exists on Kotaku's website.
I can't imagine
where
having a lot
this
of...
is some of the highest upvoted comments.
A lot
One
of
person
replies
saying,
here.
you know what? Even if they were pushing a woke agenda, I'd be fine with that. That tells you how disingenuous these people really are. They don't actually care about any of this stuff. They are totally fine with these narratives being inserted, and don't let them
I don't think this person's real. There you go.
convince you that that's not the case.
Much less plays
But
video
responding
games.
to that, this person said, I'm still annoyed about how woke has been taken out of context for agendas in the first place. Pretty much anything that doesn't follow U.S. segregation-era societal standards.
These motherfuckers were not born during U.S. segregation. I sincerely doubt any of these people, if they are real, have ever faced any sort of adversity or type of segregation or any of that type of crap. They wish they did. Oh, they wish they had faced this type of stuff because they read about it and they want to be a part of the great struggle. So they can tell people in the future, oh, they were there. They can tell their kids, but let's be honest, these people aren't going to have kids. They can tell their cats moments before they die, and said cats eat them. These people have it so good, they have to find things to complain about.
Standards and stereotypes will be labeled woke as long as it doesn't match the preferences of the echo chamber dwelling idiots.
These have to be fake.
Projection, to
Massive.
say the least. But of course, I am sure these people have absolutely no comment to say about the racist comments of Sweet Baby Inc. employees as well as Kotaku journalists. But
Are we gonna talk about
again,
those?
Not surprising. But also, as this article has come out, members of the industry, including a lot of game journalists, have come out to support this article and Alyssa. So here's another person saying, in light of growing harassment, I want to remind all my friends and peers that I love you, I respect you, and I've got your back. There's more of us than them.
Who is this?
They're just louder, meaner, and less intelligent. Wow, that's very dehumanizing to say. Take breaks when you gotta, but stay put. You deserve to be here. What about people like this? Are these individuals going to address some of the Sweet Baby Inc. employees, like this Lego Butts individual who has gone on tirades against white people in these collages that we've seen over the...
Yeah, here we go. Pay me to shoot down your white male game ideas. I usually get grossed out when a straight white rich people kiss, but even I think those are pretty cute. I just had a thought about trying this again with a photo of young white person about to be ripped open, but I'm betting folks would immediately flag it as traumatic, and I'm guessing the image would get taken down before responses accumulated. Had a nightmare I was a white gamer. Yes. And yes, you can be racist against white people. Hate to break that to some people out there. Mostly of white people who somehow think you can't because of their guilt, their white guilt. Amazing. You're the so-called inclusive people of Sweet Baby Inc.
the past couple of videos, or their comments about other reviews, racial slurs directed at black people, homophobic slurs, and anti-Semitic remarks like the tweet at the bottom there. Do they have anything to say about people like this? Absolutely not, because that's just one of their people on their side of their agenda, so they would never attack someone like this. But here's another member of the industry saying this tweet, sharing a whole thread breaking down some of the criticisms of Sweet Baby Inc. This is something people were talking about on Twitter a few days ago, but then people would stop and say, wait a second, who is this? They are a game writer, best-selling author, and a narrative director on Wolverine, an upcoming game.
Best-selling writer. What does that even mean? Like, half the time you can actually buy those numbers. Like, oh, it's a New York bestseller. Yeah, you can actually buy that. Like, it doesn't mean anything.
Right? Okay. Interesting. Let's see some of their thoughts about the relevant situations. So in the replies to one of her tweets, this individual said, you can't be racist to white idiots like yourself, but you can't be racist to white non-idiots either. You can't be racist to whites, period. Now, if you look at the likes on this tweet, who do you see?
Oh, gee.
You see this narrative director.
Look, another white
Now, this is a crazy assumption I'm going to make here, but aren't you a bit concerned about this person who hates white people working on a game that features a main protagonist who's a white man? Do you have any concerns that might bleed into the narrative writing direction?
I can't say I'm really concerned, mostly on the fact that that's just my indication of, I'm not buying that game. I mean, this gives me very little reason to. I mean, they think it's just a PS5 exclusive. I mean, but most likely we'll go to PC, so I have no reason of getting this now, if this is just shitty writing.
Of that game? Yeah, I think you're putting blinders on if you don't see the risk involved in a situation like that and how it can affect the story and its integrity. But going forward, there's more members of the industry responding to Alyssa's initial tweet before she went private. This individual saying, thank you for writing this. No, the people yelling about Sweet Baby have largely closed their ears to the truth of it, but I think it matters to acknowledge the hate on record like this. Of course, ignoring...
I hate to break this to you, journalists. You are not a protected group. This article is, well, you know what? I don't know if he's gonna keep reading more of it because there are some parts of it I did remember.
Everything the Sweet Baby Inc. employees have been doing themselves. But you look at this person's account and
look, another fucking writer,
a games journalist at IGN, which is
more
hardly
writers.
Surprising. So we await the slop that they're gonna make chiming in on the situation, or maybe they're just gonna let Kotaku take all of the shots and the brunt of the criticism, but that's yet to be seen. And of course, as always with this entire situation, other commentators are collecting lists of people who are not only involved with Sweet Baby Inc., but also Sweet Baby Inc.-esque consultation companies that are having a similar effect, as well as other journalists and other platforms that are supporting Sweet Baby Inc. and those like them. And I think that is the most important thing to look at moving forward, because we need to identify all of these bad actors in the space and understand just how far their connection goes in this industry. And that's the only way we can ever hope to start fixing things. But for now, that is the situation. I'm sure as soon as this video goes live, something else is going to happen. I'm going to be behind once again, but that's just the way.
Okay, cool. So, I know he made a new video. I don't know if, I just saw that too, that he made another video, Rev. But yeah, so many fucking places here. Let's see, obviously Sweet Baby Inc., Black Girl Gamers, have no idea, Hit Detection, Balance Patch, Silver Stream Media, I've heard of that one. I think that's in movies though. Stone Mayar Games, Gamer X, James Mendez Hordes, Baby, Dragon Baby, Anita Sarkeesian, big shocker there. I saw her little picture of her birthday party where she got married. How that's pretty fucking pathetic. Weird Ghost, Infinite Ammo Inc., Gamma Space, Cozy Comment Games. Wow. Yeah, that's a lot of fucking garbage. You know what? I'll leave it there. I'll let if y'all want to go watch that video, please be all means go to support Rev. He's doing some good work too. A lot of people bringing this to light. But I guess we'll go into the more extensive the other one. This goes more into detail about the article. We're gonna skip a little bit here that they did on Side Scrollers.
Anyway, even games that are widely considered to be successes are not safe from these conspiracy theories. Alan Wake 2 game director.
It's not a conspiracy theory if it's true. If you literally have your goddamn CEO telling you they will threaten you, they will threaten your higher ups if you don't comply with us.
Kyle Rowley took to X, formerly Twitter, on March 3rd to dispel rumors that Sweet Baby was the reason protagonist Saga Anderson was black, a rumor first traced back to the aforementioned October 2023 Kiwi Farms post. It's absolutely not true, Rowley wrote, but Rowley's concise statement and similar ones made by other industry members have not silenced the conspiracy theorists. On March 5th, I managed to spend an hour or so in Sweet Baby Inc. detected Discord before I was booted from the space, likely because I identified myself as a Kotaku journalist. In it, members shared posts referencing Feminist Frequency founder Anita Sarkeesian, Marcus Aurelius quotes, and pictures of idealized female bodies in games. They need you to scroll some more. Alright.
Yep,
One image showed several pictures in the protagonist Eve from Korean developer Shift's upcoming action game Stellar Blade.
The only thing I probably believe is that maybe the director did say it's not true. I would like to kind of think that Saga was just there for the job because they just picked her. Although maybe Sweet Baby strongly encouraged them to do it. I wouldn't be completely surprised, but that one's a little iffy. I know the actor's like, oh, it's so great to have be like a black character and whatnot, blah blah blah. I'm so proud, and she was never written. Clearly, if you watch the game, play the game, she was never really written in that way. So I don't know. Alan Wake 2, in terms of this whole thing, is like an odd duck.
Just episodes against female characters from Overwatch, Forspoken, and Life is Strange. Embrace tradition, reject modernity is emblazoned on the collage.
Yep.
Almost 2K members, there are already a bunch of infiltrated people who are screenshotting everything. Sadly, so just keep it cool, brothers. We can't let this server on Steam group get taken down. That's all I ask, keep it cool. Read a post from March 4th, which was shared again on March 5th. Several people in the Discord expressed concerns about glowies, a term coined by members of the far right for those suspected of being federal law enforcement officials or the informants attempting to infiltrate their online spaces and set them up for legal consequences. I've never heard this term glowy before.
I've never heard that either.
That is weird. That's a weird name, too.
Clearly I have.
Congratulations, you're not a member of the far right then, apparently, which is good.
I didn't know I was anyway, so that's cool. 2 members that spoke with me via Discord DM shared similar sentiments about why they believe the Steam page and subsequent Discord are important, so they can identify games that they were developed with support with Sweet Baby Inc. and make an informed decision when purchasing them. Sweet Baby Inc.
Yeah, what's wrong with that? Again, what is wrong with making an informed decision? Like, if anything, like, actual journalists should probably be okay with this. It gives people I don't get what's the problem with this. You're not a protected group, Street Baby. Just because they don't obviously favor you, this is like if you tell somebody what's in the ingredients to the cereal or soda, like the high fructose corn syrup, the pesticides, or the rat poison that's in the cigarettes. What's wrong with that?
Is a symptom of other ideological worldviews I believe have taken hold of the Western world, media, and gaming as a whole, a 31-year-old member of the Discord told me. He also insisted, without providing evidence, that Sweet Baby Inc. adds race and identity group quotas to everything they're involved with. I mean, you literally just have to take pictures of the characters in the games, and then there's your evidence.
What
right?
evidence do you want? Go to the Sweet Baby Inc. website. Go to the website. That's literally what their job is.
Well, you can't do it now, because they literally they cut it off, or you can't go to it because they edited it, so now they can't.
Literally what their job is.
Yeah. Anyway, though these kinds of social media posts argue that companies like Sweet Baby Inc. somehow force game studios to.
This is another big ass fucking lie. Sweet Baby Inc. isn't forcing diversity. It happens naturally. That is the biggest bull. That's such fucking horseshit. Nothing about this is naturally. It is so. When you look at these games, you can just kind of feel that inkling that this shit is just. None of this is natural.
Include diverse characters and storylines. The reality is vastly different. Sweet Baby Inc. is a narrative design company, meaning most of its work is focused on writing stories and dialogue. They are not a DEI consultancy firm.
You have no right fucking telling any of these writers how to make their story, whatsoever. Even if this is even if this is like what a narrative design company, who the fuck are you to fucking tell me or any writer how to make their story? Fuck off. Like, that is no. Let an artist be an artist. Let him write what he wants to write. The fact that they even that these people would even try to tell someone like Sam Lake, who's written stuff, Max Payne 1 and 2, Alan Wake, Control, Quantum Break, who's made these games, who's been in this industry longer than these people have, I guarantee it, to tell him how to write a fucking story. Fuck off. No. They have no right to tell him anything.
Isn't that what it says in their website? I swear it says their consultancy firm. That means that they ensure games plots point make logical sense and are satisfying.
Again, no. Shut up. Bullshit. Again, many of that. Again, I'm using Alan Wake because Sam Lake is one of my favorite game writers out there. Max Payne 2 is one of my favorite games. He does not need help. He does not need your help to do this. Who the fuck are y'all?
To players, and that characters speak and behave in consistent ways. Narrative designers might also provide a final round of polish, like a Hollywood script doctor, for example.
That is not a good example.
The team worked on Suicide Squad long after the story was written, and even then they joined just to write in-game ads, audio logos, and NPC barks, CEO Kimberly tells me over video call.
So the main writer was the reason you called Jon Stewart one of the good ones? Essentially calling him something else I probably can't say on Twitch. Great, thanks. That's nice. You didn't want to say, hey, maybe that sounds off a little bad. So either way, you're still failing at your fucking job.
She continues. Sweet Baby Inc. at its core is a narrative development company. That means anything from script writing to narrative design to narrative direction to story reviews. One of the things that we do is offer cultural consultations or authenticity consultations. For us, that generally means that we might be asked to look at a story if there's a character in it who's marginalized in a certain way, and the studio.
Hold on, what the fuck does that mean? What is that? We offer is it
Wait,
What the fuck does that mean?
Go back.
First, that generally means that we might be asked to look at a story if there's a character in it who's marginalized in a certain way, and the studio wants.
Hold on.
For us-
What the fuck does that mean?
Yeah, what does that mean?
What is
I'm
that?
confused. Wait. For us, it generally means that we might be asked to look into a story that there's a character who is marginalized in a certain way. Yeah.
We offer one of the things that we do is offer is cultural consultations or authenticity consultations.
Are they like experts on everybody's culture?
Yeah. The fuck?
Like, are they historians? Is that what they're trying to say?
I sincerely doubt that.
Right, like, I'm sorry.
What does that even mean?
Are you all about like what's going on in like Africa or something? I don't understand. Anyway, whatever. Let's see. For us,
These people looked at the civil rights movement and they never stopped looking at it. And they like, I want to do that. But they want to keep those fights going, even though those fights have already been won by better people than them.
that generally means that we might be asked to look at a story if there's a character in it who's marginalized in a certain way, and the
I don't get
studio
that.
wants us to connect them with a consultant who can bring a little authenticity. But the perspective is never that we're coming in and injecting diversity. For the most part, it's the reverse. It's a company that has created a character, and they want to make that character more representative and more interesting. Sweet Baby co-founder David Bedard adds that, contrary to popular belief, the people making these games want to make the experience better for all players.
I've never once have I ever gotten that impression that these people ever want to make this for all players. No.
And that more diversity and representation is a byproduct of that. Detractors would rather believe that there's a shadowy cabal of people forcing them to
When we literally just saw a bunch of freaking little corporations just not too long ago about all these companies that are associated with it, including someone like Anita Sarkeesian, who I guess you could say more or less took the money and ran with her last Kickstarter. Yeah, it's not exactly disproving that.
to that stuff in. They would rather believe a make-believe fairy tale than accept that. Making something more representative and more joyful for a marginalized person in a video game is not a zero-sum game. It doesn't make anything worse for the male character in the game for the white character in the game. The assumption that team members at Sweet Baby Inc. or any marginalized person for that matter.
Hold on.
Craig, you should really just stop her before she starts reading. Damn.
He's not wrong. It doesn't make anything worse for the male character in the game. It doesn't make anything worse for the white character in the game.
Although I will say there may be times where they'll probably try to make the white character look stupid. The male white character look dumb or incompetent.
What it does is it ostracizes the player of the game. That's what it does. It has nothing to do with the in-game stuff. It has everything to do with the people playing the game. Like, what a fucking tone. Like, this guy is so fucking tone deaf. I'm sorry. Continue.
No, I agree with that. Yeah, we don't. I hate to break this to some writers out there, but most people don't want to get their finger wagging them, especially when half of y'all make more money than they do. But half these people who just want to fucking play a fucking video game.
All right. The assumption that team members at Sweet
Like, if they're saying what they're doing is that like they're trying to diversify, they're trying to put more to try to help and consult with these with some of these scripts, some of these and whatnot. You're doing a bad job, and I would have fired you immediately. I would have pretty much cut ties from you long ago because y'all are bad at your job.
Baby Inc. or any marginalized person for that matter can only offer up content that is based on their identity is incredibly frustrating for the team and for marginalized industry members at large. People can't imagine that we might do anything else but DEI, Belair says. They can't imagine that we're just talented writers, that we're talented narrative designers, and that people are hiring us because we tell good stories, because we collaborate well, and because we write video games.
If you're a talented writer, you don't have to tell people this. Your work shows it already. That is so fucking arrogant. So fucking smug. So no, good writers don't have to tell you they're good writers. They are just, it shows.
They have to diminish our accomplishments to our identities. They can't imagine that the work I did on Spider-Man was story work versus adding pride flags, you know?
Again.
Okay. Sure, I guess. No. Because here's the thing, right? Like, if you were truly a talented writer, then your other games wouldn't have failed so miserably. If you were so good at writing, then your other games wouldn't have flopped. Yes, bring up Spider-Man 2, one of the biggest IPs in history that you were lucky enough to work on. Every other game that doesn't have Spider-Man associated with it, that doesn't have a built-in audience, flopped.
Yeah.
I only defend Alan Wake in terms of sales because it was an Epic Games exclusive. I feel like I'm almost certain if that game has at least, they didn't put it on there and they would have put it on Steam as well. Hell, it probably would have done even better if it actually had a physical copy. It would have sold a lot more. I almost guarantee it. So in a way, they shot themselves in the foot right there. The story is probably the one that least woke. There's some bits and pieces of it. But yeah.
I just think also someone said in the chat before, the chat's going crazy right now, but in that paragraph that we just read, they were saying, oh, we're talented. And the person in the chat said, if talented authors don't say that they're talented, they're very modest, which is true because they're just like, my work will show for itself. I don't need to brag kind of deal, you know?
Yeah, even then when I was like just writing short stories just for the hell of it, I didn't like telling, and like I had people like say, "Oh, this is really nice." I never liked. It's kind of like that whole artist is never done. Like your art is never your artwork is never. You're never truly done with your piece of art, with your artwork, and that's what I always felt when I was with writing. I'm not saying I'm a good writer, but I never once thought I was. I never had that in my brain. I always felt like it was like this. Oh, I could have done something better with this. I could have done that. I could have done that. It's just. No, that's not how you. Yeah, like she said, good art, good writers, good anything, good.
Yeah.
We'll never have to say.
Anyway,
we'll never say that.
Despite the intensity of the backlash of the past few weeks, it's business as usual for Sweet Baby Inc. The companies they work with that haven't been scared off, they're actually offered advice and best practices for how to move forward.
None of them have. I don't know of it. I swear. I sincerely hope there are some companies that flat out are gonna cut ties. Not because they're scared necessarily now, because now they're showing like, oh, well, I guess kind of more or less scared, but also looking at the goddamn numbers, because no matter what, if they ain't making in money, they're gonna probably look at like, why are we going with these consulting groups that don't know what the fuck they're talking about? I'd like to think some of those higher ups are not this stupid to just keep wasting money on a consultancy group.
Practices they have developed after facing harassment of their own, Boiler tells me. With that kind of support in the corner and a shared love for writing good stories, a team.
That's a big allegation, Dr. Blasey Ford. You want to actually make that? You actually want to back that up?
Team at Sweet Baby Inc. is determined to forge on and keep working on a litany of games, both announced and under wraps.
So good luck with that, because here's the thing: with something as simple as a Steam group, where literally almost 200,000 people have joined, that's 200,000 people that will have no interest in buying the game simply because you are associated with it. Once again, taking the phrase from Yellow Flash, the sweet baby kiss of death. Congratulations.
You know, something I noticed in this article, way back in the beginning, it said that the Steam group has 100,000, but it's over 200,000 now,
up.
right? And this was yesterday.
Yeah, they should have updated it.
Yeah, they should have updated it, and they're trying to minimize how many people are actually in this group to make it a nothing better.
It's funny. Again, I don't know how long this. Is this still going? It's still got a few minutes left. But I'm gonna guess they don't mention the whole thing about Kabrutus getting or then about one of the little people that work for them, telling them to mass report not only the group but Kabrutus himself. Guess they're not gonna pick that up. You're not gonna cover the part that going after a Brazilian guy who just wanted to bring attention to people, to everybody, to the gamers, to the consumer, give them information moving forward about this company. No different than, say, that Denuvo group. Nope, not gonna mention that. Not gonna mention all the fucking racist shit half these members fucking say. Because apparently you can't be racist against white people. Yes, you can. Because racism isn't just exclusive to minorities, it's to any ethnicity. Doesn't matter who they are.
Anyway,
Right.
we are a narrative company. That primarily is our work. We are not censors. We have no interest in false diversity or in tokenization. We have an interest in making stories better and making characters more interesting and in developing a stronger language around narrative design. Those are the things that we are really passionate about, Belair says towards the end of our conversation. If you're going to come for my work, you can do that. If someone says I write a story and you say it's not good, that's totally fine.
It's not good, and you're horrible at it. You're horrible at your job, and your complete organization is redundant and should never exist at all. You should not be stifling or telling any of these writers how to write. It's like what you're like, oh, we don't write for we don't tell them how to write, but we tell them how to write. It's like it feels like that's what they're saying. So in the end, you're redundant. And you don't seem to actually, again, and if some of these are as bad as if some of these really bad writing, these are games, if they're as bad as they think as they are, if they're as selling as bad as they are, then you probably shouldn't be they shouldn't be consulting with you, I would say. I don't know.
If you're gonna come for me, at least
You're
come
bad at your
correct.
job.
Don't be loud and wrong.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Ooh.
Once again, she and everybody, man, I would love to do the roundtable on this. I would love to get a Sweet Baby Inc. roundtable to where we have Sweet Baby Inc. employees and we have Sweet Baby Inc. Not the word detractor, but critics on here, including Cabrutus. We need to get Cabrutus on as well.
Again, how much you want to bet? That will never happen.
We need him back.
Ever.
Yeah, absolutely. I know Cabrutus would come.
Actually, I don't know if he mentions this. I don't know if he in the other video. I'm going to probably show because there's another article. Craig did actually ask what's her face. Eliza McConte. By the way, she's still fucking protected now. Craig actually invited her on the show. And let's see. Here we go. So, Eliza, I'm in the middle of a firestorm right now, and I appreciate you taking the time to respond. I'd like to invite you on our daily live show, Side Scrollers, to talk about your articles in Nozen's SBI, your work, and Kotaku. We will discuss it Thursday, and instead of talking about you, I'd rather be talking with you. As someone with a background in journalism, I expect the same invite. I'd expect the same invite. We are live at 11 a.m. Central, noon Eastern. We should have 200 to 3,500 CCV watching. Let me know if you're interested, Craig. Sent from Miracle Technology in my pocket, and she simply says pass. Let's see. I invited the writer yesterday, Stupid Inc., and unfortunately she declined it. Have blah blah blah. Okay. And for the record, there are follow-up questions I asked, no response yet. We'll go on nightly. Let's see. That's unfortunate, but while I have you, I do want to give you the opportunity to answer a few questions. What is your personal relationship with SBI and staff? Why did you decide to cover this? What made it newsworthy to you? Why do you feel other legacy gaming media have yet to cover the pushback of SBI products? Do you personally believe those who would like to avoid SBI-related projects are racist, homophobic, and or transphobic? Do you feel the same about the members of the Steam community you wrote about? What are your thoughts on the ex-users' fact checks on your article? Are they accurate? If so, will you update and reflect on this? Let's see. So we reflect on this. Let's see. We insisted without providing evidence that Sweet Baby Inc. adds race and identity quotas to everything they are involved with. Attached the tweet is with the CEO of Sweet Baby admitting something towards race and identity quotas. Kotaku already tries to sidestep and claims of forced diversity, and yet here's Kim's own words admitting such. I appreciate your response. We're live in 4 hours. And there you go. I don't know if I don't really care about her. Do I have it? I do not have it. Anyway, I know she was complaining about someone else. Let me see if I can find it on Craig's little reply tweets. Oh, yeah, here it is. I can't unfortunately find it because she protected her account. Basically, she was complaining about, no, here you go. No, isn't it? Reminder that conspiracy theorists, well, I'll clearly right here. Just a reminder, you can't win with conspiracy theorists who live in an echo chamber. Oh, the irony. You post a screenshot of the death threat, they want more information. Did you post one at all? Yet the same people who are claiming I'm faking it are accusing me of trying to dox an entire community. Make up your mind. You literally told me, hey, why don't you have your names? You are not... You can't really say, I didn't do it when you clearly fucking did that. Jesus fucking Christ. But anyway, her little original tweet was essentially her complaining why someone wasn't inviting her to a certain podcast. I don't remember it, unfortunately, and I can't find it. And I don't think anybody, unfortunately, archived it. No, that's a shame. Nope. Either way, she was complaining about that in here. Of course, Craig, I invited you on the side scrollers to talk. You declined. Still waiting for a response to the follow-up questions in case you missed it. Here they are. So the reason obviously is because she doesn't want a discussion. She wants a platform. She wants a soapbox. She doesn't want to be opposed. I guarantee you, if she even some way in her had a very lapse in judgment, in whatever judgment or moral she may have, I guarantee you the second Craig or anybody on this panel, most likely Craig or anybody, she's going to probably snivel like that one podcast, just kind of like, go now. She'll never do this. She doesn't have the guts to do it. She cannot. People like this cannot be talked to. It's very ironic how people like her like to fucking do this stuff. Like, oh, we're the cowards. Yeah. Oh, we're the conspiracy theorists. We're the all this crap. They're claiming I'm faking it. Yeah. Sure. A person who will not go and talk to somebody who most likely would be neutral. I feel like Craig's been on there. Southern Craig has been on like since Screw Attack. Obviously, he has a background in this stuff. He can be quite objective. But no, they won't. She won't do this. That's why she keeps protecting her account. That's why she keeps running away. And she'll come back. It's like, oh, I'm still here. Tee hee. Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
But I would love to make that happen. But here's the problem. They would never do it.
There you go.
Didn't we reach out to them once? I believe, didn't one of us email them saying, hey, come on? Yeah.
Yes, I emailed them 3-4 months ago when we first talked about this. As pointed out, $13 million of potential loss per title. Mm-hmm. That's the 200,000 users right there. Mm-hmm. So, yikes. Looks like we're almost done here. Here we go.
Yeah. After chatting with Sweet Baby Inc., I returned to my Discord DM with one of the members of the group rallying against them. With the help of Belair's own words, I explained that what SBI actually does, its core focus on narrative work, and how DEI is only a small part of their remit, I should say. He wouldn't budge. With all due respect, it really just seems like the same thing to me, but just a bit more hands-on in the writing process. The end goal is to insert DEI-type stuff into the project they are working on. Sweet Baby Inc. and other industry leaders suggest that this dogged insistence on believing one company is forcibly injecting diversity into games is a side effect of a widespread misunderstanding of how games are actually made. Until the industry is more willing to openly discuss development processes, the lack of transparency will continue to be used as a straw man for bad faith arguments that characterize DEI as an imposition by nefarious, unseen forces, rather than an effort to cultivate a more accurate reflection of the world around us. So I have to say, sure, they can say that, Sweet Baby Inc. isn't the only ones who are doing all this narrative bullshit and self-insert. And this is also to do with the developers and people working within the games. Yeah, you can totally say that. Mm-hmm. But none of the developers are going to admit that they're doing it because they want to save their own skin. So they're just going to keep throwing SBI on this.
Not necessarily. We've kind of seen writers here. Most likely because they're still under contract, getting strong-armed. They're afraid to.
The bus,
or they're just as bad writers as Sweet Baby is.
Maybe if that does happen, but they're never going to admit to saying, "Oh yeah, we actually want this in our games too." So SBI is going to take all the heat for this, even though it's more than just them, in my opinion.
So let's go to this.
I think Asmongold said it best. They're a symptom, not the problem, as we can clearly saw again in that last video of all those companies.
This is Alyssa's Twitter page just to kind of see. I honestly I couldn't really hear her on the article over her pronouns, so sorry, I had a hard time. But you can kind of see here. I spoke with the team at Sweet Baby Inc. and infiltrated the Discord group, rallying against them to try and paint a clearer picture of what the fuck is going on. Here are some Discord screen grabs that didn't make it into the piece, but it's more of exactly what you'd expect. Here we are. This is right. Here we are. Yeah. Okay. By the way, is this supposed to be us?
Yeah, I don't know who this is supposed to be.
I don't know.
I don't get this one.
I don't know.
Did she post that?
All right, let's go continue down. Life comes at you fast. Okay, I don't know who Alex Hutchinson is.
I don't know who that is either.
But there we go. I'm sure this is going to go very well for them. Yeah, it's going very well for them for sure. Sweet Baby Inc. doesn't do what gamers think it does, and already flashed in there ready to go. Look, this is going to go about as bad as they think it's going to go, and this once again is the covering effort. You know, you want to do some.
I guarantee you, no one knew who this woman is before this. That's probably the only reason she did this, because she knows she's got some type of clout, even if it was bad clout. She likes the attention. So yeah, she's a fake. She's fake. She's doing this because she knew what was gonna get her.
Video game journalism, Kotaku.
And she can cry
let's do some
harassment.
Video game journalism. Let's go. Once again, the open invite to all Sweet Baby Inc. employees and detractors to come on for a giant roundtable here on Side Scrollers. To make it better, we will not monetize that show at all. With people saying it's just a grift, we will not monetize it at all, and we will have an open discussion. Because just to hear all sides of the argument. Does that sound? I think that sounds more than fair. Fair. So.
And they can, if they really want to, they can put it on their own YouTube channel. Sweet Baby Inc. has their own YouTube. That way, you know what? Fine. You don't want to. We're not gonna monetize the grift off of it whatsoever. You want to put it on yours, and we can all talk it there. But it can't be cut or edited or anything.
And that's where they pretty much would never do it. Then again, they know they can't do that anyway because people would call their asses out. Though I guarantee that, you know what? Actually, I take that back. They wouldn't. They'd probably do it on their. Oh wait, no, I don't think they can do it on their Twitter either because they protected it. I was gonna say then people would go after and point that they fucking edited it on their Twitter, but no, they can't do that because I think they protect. Their Twitter is protected. They would cut comments. They would take down a like and dislikes. They wouldn't. That's what all they do. Even though everybody knows they're full of shit.
Live.
Nope. The whole thing has to be seen. Whole thing. There'll be no slicing and dicing at all.
All right. I think that's essentially it. Yeah. What's her name? I don't even fucking care anymore. Elizabeth McConty. Picante sauce, whatever the fuck. Completely full of shit. That's my fucking conclusion. Nothing about that article. Obviously, again, left out the part where one of the people calls to get the group taken down and to get Kabruta's banned. Doesn't show anything about the shit she said about the CEO saying. The CEO or any other members being full-on racist. Gonna keep going, but just go back to this. Let's
put this stuff up to your higher-ups, and if they don't see the value in what you're asking for when you ask for consultants, when you ask for research, go have a coffee with your marketing team and just terrify them with the possibility of what's going to happen if they don't give you what you want. If you're a creative working in AAA, which I did for
yeah, great. Yeah, go. Yeah, they don't have any influence at all. Great. Yeah, sure. Anyway, there was another article. I didn't watch this episode because I wanted to save it for this. So another one, apparently I think by PC Gamer, if I'm not mistaken. Yes. So let's get in on this one. That's more trying coming out of the woodwork.
But let's get into this PC Gamer article that just dropped. Blabs, have you read through this article?
I'm not.
You muted?
I read through a a bit of it, and I will say it's incorrect, and it's kind of a hit piece.
We're gonna yell more.
Shocker.
aren't
Yes.
we? Okay, I'm ready.
Do I bring it up,
I'm
Craig?
so ready to yell. Let's do it.
I'll get it.
I'm pretty much.
By the way, here it is. A company called.
I kind of try to have it to not ever get really super angry. At least not try to like yell. I don't like doing that. I feel like that's kind of counterproductive. And when you start spewing like a fucking jackass, you somewhere your message gets muddled in there because people are just thinking you're a ranty maniac. That's why I try to be as calm as I can when I try to get these points out. Heated, yeah, but I never angry.
Sweet Baby Inc. has been the target of anti-woke gamers because it offers consultancy work, an industry standard service that has been normal for years. All right, well, we have the guy who started the Steam group. Let's see what they say about the Steam group. And Kabrutus, before we get into this, did you receive?
There he is. That's the guy from. This is Kabrutus. He made the Steam group. They are after this guy who looks like Hungry Box. If you know Smash Brothers,
email or a DM
seriously.
From Harvey Randall.
Ooh.
At all about this article from PC Gamer.
Oh.
No, I don't.
Okay,
I don't even know the guy.
Okay. Oh wait, Miss McConty didn't talk to Kabrutus. Went to a Discord server. And this guy didn't talk to him. It's almost like it looks like they wanted to tell one side of the story. Looks like they omitted a few things to fit their fucking narrative.
So you have not. Well, I'd just like to let you know that Harvey Randall over on X has already locked their accounts, by the way. And
Learned from Kotaku. There you go. First.
Him.
A staff writer, a PC Gamer, passed words in Escapist, The Gamer, and a couple others that don't really matter. It says pronouns in bio. He, him, pansexual. There we are.
You have sex with pans?
ADHD, opinions my own, straight out of the UK. Obviously, run and hide, kid, run and hide.
Cowards. Complete cowards.
They're pretty much doing guerrilla warfare tactics here. Like they're throwing their articles and then running. Like they're literally treating this like a battle. They're not doing the gamers are.
I would say, honestly, when it comes to these articles, ad blocker's your friend. Ad blocker, archive. Don't give them clicks, guys.
Dead, like dump everything. It's insane. And I love, even from that headline, they're saying, we've always been here. Everything is fine. Look, what are you all complaining about? This has been the normal in the industry for years. And it's like, no, I'm an old man. I'm 87 years old. I've been through all of it. You guys weren't there back in the day.
Right. Blabs, actually, do you want to share your screen? I'm sorry. How about you? I'll let you read it because I'm a bad reader guy.
You got the tisms? It's all right. Okay.
Yeah. I'm not good at this.
We're all tisming here, Blabs.
I just really love how it's giving me a Harry Potter ad. Anyway, a company called Sweet Baby Inc. has become the target of anti-woke gamers because it offers consultancy work and industry standard service that's been normal for years. Consultants, not tyrants.
They're right. Consultants have been normal for years. Yes, there have been consultants in the video game industry for years. Congratulations.
Let's get into
consultants that strong arm you.
This. If you're gently confused as to why everyone was upset and allegedly Sweet Baby, then you're certainly not alone. As per a Kotaku report on the subject yesterday, a Steam group has picked up the traction to the tune of around 70,000 members at the time of writing. Keep in mind, this was published an hour ago, so that number's off.
Wow.
It's
extremely off.
It's called Sweet Baby Inc. Detective.
I think this is really old because at the time, I think they because like that other article, I think they were like at 100,000 either. So I don't know what this one came out first, but still.
As if to warn discerning consumers of invasive DRM or something.
What's wrong with that? Well, again, I'm gonna keep saying that. What is wrong with giving consumers all the information? You should be doing that. You're a fucking game journalist. That's your job. That's what both of their fucking jobs are, to be a fucking game journalist. Game journalism at its core is consumer journalism, where the impetus is to help the consumer, the gamer, decide on help their decision on buying a product. That's literally what happens here. But no, you're fucking taking the side of the people of this group. So, and not, gamers. Not telling them the truth.
Instead of warning against potentially sketchy software, though, these concerned gamers have instead perceived a rising tide of ideology that's somehow taken over the industry by force. Kotaku's senior editor spoke to a handful of members from the group's Discord who were primarily concerned about ideological worldviews that I believe have taken hold of the Western world, media, and gaming as a whole, and race and identity.
Real quick, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Question, James. During Gamergate, you said that they would write articles and they would reference themselves, right? They would reference other articles about things.
Game Journos Pro.
That's exactly
all an
what.
in-group.
Yeah. So PC Gamer is writing a story right now about something that Kotaku wrote.
Basically, Game Journos Pro. They're referencing each other. They're talking to each other. This is all orchestrated, clearly.
Yeah.
Okay, let's go continue.
Or colluded.
Like,
they're all working
the
together.
The wording on this is so important. It's not just the fact that they're writing this, but how they're writing it and what they're saying. Back in the day, 10 years ago, it was very aggressive. They were very aggressive. Gamers are dead. Gamers are over. We're not your audience, all this stuff. And now they're acting like, oh, what are you complaining about? We've been here forever. What is this silly thing everyone's complaining about online? Don't worry about it. It's silly. It's dumb. They're getting defensive and they're acting like you don't even have to worry. The media is speaking for you. They're saying you don't have to worry about it. Just keep consuming and giving us money.
That's the thing right there. They want you stupid. They want you to make it seem like they're the ones that you can trust with this type of crap. It's kind of funny. I just now kind of got to that. Yeah, this is why the purpose of these types of things. They want you to go to them.
Don't pay attention to people like Kabrutus that are actually pointing out what the issue is.
All right, let's go continue, Blabs.
All right, so
I'm assuming that these people who wrote these articles are friends with people who work within Sweet Baby Inc. If I'm not mistaken, that Lego Butts person that Rev was talking about, she actually did date someone, was dating or was with Zoe Quinn. Like, a lot of these people are all together in their own little inner circle. So there's a massive fucking lack of disclosure in the.
I'm gonna just finish this one sentence. And race and identity group quotas. In other words, the kind of stuff that caused an entire fleet of gamers to construct their own anti-woke sci-fi convention, rally against power-saving console features as if they're a big statement on climate change, or start lengthy Twitter threads about how they accurately rendered Aloy with the usual amount of hair a woman has on her face. Okay?
What the hell are you talking about?
The situation grew in a scale as some Sweet Baby employees, frustrated at the idea of a curated list specifically made to avoid games what they had worked on, acknowledged the group on social media. While the tweet has been removed, one employee has also discovered and shared the group curator's Twitter account.
Wait, no, you're not going to talk about it? What she said? Not to go report them? She incited them. She called them a harassment group. Don't recall them saying anything about this. I don't recall Kabrutus saying anything about to harass Sweet Baby Inc. In fact, again, didn't say anything about that. Just put not recommended. Showed the website that they worked. That showed actually linked to their website, the Sweet Baby's website, that they worked on the game. That is it. But you had one of their employees basically again going and saying, report not only the group, but report him to get him banned. Notice again, they leave a lot of things out. They let you know just enough to so they can spin their narrative.
It doesn't actually link the Twitter account.
Of course they don't.
Okay. Regardless of your opinion on that, it should be noted that Steam guidelines for this sort of thing prohibits insults, harassment, and discrimination.
There is nothing in there at all. This is not a harassment group. One, Sweet Baby Inc. is not protected. Is not a protected fucking class. So what exactly are you fucking talking about?
The creators and members of these groups are responsible for ensuring that they adhere to all the guidelines outlined above. It can be argued.
Sorry.
No. There's one sentence right here. It can be argued that the anti-Sweet Baby group is violating said guidelines. Go on.
It can be argued. Yeah, it can be argued. It can be argued that, you know, that I can breathe underwater. But guess what? It wouldn't be correct. You can argue a lot of things. It doesn't mean it'd be right. So your argument is fucking stupid. Because there's nothing about that regarding any sort of minorities or ethnicities or anything. It is literally this company was involved in these games. That is it. This guy is full of shit. He is clearly trying to fucking make people go in there and he's trying to lead people into go and report the group. Full on. That is literally what this whole little paragraph is about.
Sorry, I'm so mad about this, but they are putting this paragraph in there intentionally to say, like, hey, guess what? They may be violating the guidelines. Maybe you should go report them. Maybe you should flood them. Listen to us. It's nothing to worry about. Don't worry about it. Keep consuming and don't ask questions and consume next product. But why don't you go over to Kabrutus's page and report it? Because we think it might be violating the guidelines. Guess what? It's not actually. Total Biscuit did a curator group way back in the day. Again, rest in peace. That was just about frame rate policing. And so he was just saying, similar to this one, hey, just letting you know, this game doesn't have 60 frames per second. And these guys make shitty games, so they were actually really mad about that back in the day too, and they tried reporting it, but it was just purely informational, just like this group is. It doesn't break any rules, but because they found a broad, vague rule, they're like, report. The more pressure Steam...
It's not even a broad, vague rule. They're trying to make people think like, oh, they know it's not breaking any guidelines. It's silencing. It's it. It's pure silencing. They think that if they keep doing it, Valve will have to do something and completely shut it down. That's it. It's strong arming. It's basically it's a mob rule. That is all this is. They know it doesn't violate a damn thing. They're full of shit. They're completely, I guess you can't even say lying. They're being disingenuous.
Gets, the more likely they're just going to be like, okay, hit the block button.
I just
ridiculous.
think it's ironic how they're not even mentioning Kabrutus, but they just said it above. It's like, shared the
Not
group
reaching out to
Twitter
him.
account.
No.
But they don't not Twitter, nothing.
Well, once again, this is not journalism. This is just rewriting somebody else's article. That's all it is.
I think that there are, I mean, after these two big outlets articles, I don't think there are any of those articles that are...
I guarantee you, none of these people within their little circle are ever going to go contact him. Not once. If it is going to be a bunch of loaded crap, it's probably going to try to get him doxxed. I would not be surprised.
About to come from those big outlets, they are just, I think that they are all going to just pretend that I don't exist, you know? They're not going to mention...
Oh, they're not going to fucking go after him. One, because he's from Brazil. They are so afraid of getting the race card swapped on them. You guarantee it. All you pretty much have to be like, why are you going after this Brazilian guy? What do you got against Brazilians, huh? What do you got against the Latino community? Going after a guy who's just trying to give consumers information. Again, something you should be doing.
Any one of those. That's what I think.
I'll continue on.
The journalists should be giving you this information. Telling you about this, but no. This is all one-sided. Saying that you're paranoid, that don't trust these people.
Sweet Baby employees maintain that overall, their job is to provide assistance to companies that already want to improve already existing diverse elements. As per the company's CEO, Kim Belair, but the perspective is never that we're coming in and injecting diversity. For the most part, it's the reverse. It's that a company has created a character and they want to make that character more representative and more interesting. So they took that right from the Kotaku article.
Hold on. Wait, what is more interesting about wanting to suck someone's dick? Like, why does that?
Okay.
Like, really? Like,
yeah.
It goes back to what Az says. If that's what makes you interesting, you're fucking boring.
I've been saying
Yeah, exactly.
that for years. I don't care if your sexual identity is your whole identity. Whoop-de-doo. Have fun, but then what else?
John Constantine is bisexual. That never comes up. When his earlier work, I have no idea. I've never read the new ones. I can't imagine them being great now because he's in the DC universe. But when he was in Vertigo, that stuff never really came up. Like, it was just a throwaway thing. Because his whole fucking thing was like regarding his childhood, the fact his magic, his messed up past of him just kind of being a bastard. None of that's ever mentioned about him being gay. Or being bi, actually, because he's bi. And I fucking love him as a character. Like if your sexual identity, if your ethnicity, any of that stuff, like they said, is if that's your only fucking part of your fucking identity, you are really fucking boring. Case in point, any of these people on Twitter who have a fucking flag on their handle.
Like, that doesn't translate to anything interesting. Plus, it's very unique to that one person. There's no universal theme. It's, all right, I represent.
But the people who do this stuff, who like, oh, they gotta have this sort of thing, are like usually, because no, they don't want it for everybody. They want it specifically to relate to them.
This, cool. What else? So I think
you notice they're trying to soften the blow as well by saying already existing diversity, meaning that it's like, oh, they're just coming in, they're just helping a little bit, but this already all exists.
And why are you there?
No, you're also talking about go talk to your marketing teams and let them know what happens if they don't do this. You're the one driving this. This didn't all exist.
Yeah.
And again, if it's already there, then why are you there? There is no reason for you to be there. Again, people like Sam Lake don't need you helping them how to write a fucking story. He's been doing that for years. He's been doing it for over a decade. I can't imagine any of those competent writers in there for these studios need you to fucking tell them how to write a fucking game.
All right, I'll continue on. Let's see. To the uninitiated observer who gets riled up over Starfield, daring to let you, they, them. Oh my god, will that link it as? I wonder. Sweet Baby may be very well represent anything terrible about.
It probably does. I've criticized the whole fucking getting pissy about pronouns, but I don't. They probably did.
In the modern era, but in case you aren't like that, I feel obligated to lay out an explanation. Consultation work is a complete non-event. Sweet Baby is a narrative development company, according to its CEO Kim Belair, and described as a consultation studio on its website. Here's a great breakdown of what exactly that entails from a narrative designer that's actually worked with Sweet Baby before and is currently working on Insomniac's Wolverine. So it'll be cool.
Yep.
Okay, once again.
And that's probably why that writer came to this company's defense. Or she's part of their little club too.
The one question that has not been asked in any of these articles, not once, is why? Why are people critical of this? Why was the Steam group made? Why are people tired of Sweet Baby Inc. and companies like that? Why? Hasn't been asked once. Yeah. Why were they targeted with harassment? Well, what was the origin of it? Has yet to be included in either of these articles.
And it never will be, because it's all about framing the narrative from their point of view and burning everything else.
Exactly. That's why they didn't go to Kabrutus. They didn't mention him about the Steam group, trying to get him harassed or trying to get him taken down, banned, and the group banned. None of the crap that any of the employees said, that fucking very racist shit. Racist and homophobic, I might add. No, none of that fits their narrative. You can't even say it's did they forget it? Because like what was it? What's Mark Kern, like the Grums actually had is like, oh, they forgot it. No. Forgetting and purposely leaving it out to fit your narrative are two different things. Like, why did they take that out? Why won't you freaking go on Craig's show? Why won't you do any of this stuff? Why do you have to freaking go protected? Why you gotta make this fucking article that has so many goddamn inaccuracies? Why are you leaving out so many crucial parts to this?
Exactly. It's just a narrative piece. This isn't actual journalism. They're just running defense for their friends. Because I'm just assuming here, but I have better journalistic ethics than these guys. I'm assuming all these people are friends. So now they have to release this article and be like, okay.
I would not fucking be surprised. Not for a nanosecond.
Hey, look, these guys are just crazy. They're all mad over something online. It's nothing to worry about, but let's just talk about it in case these silly guys get to you. Let's say why there's nothing to care about here. And it's like, no, thousands upon thousands of people are pissed. There is a fucking reason. Why aren't you talking about it?
They can't talk. They're talking amongst each other on how to spin this. That's it. That's why they're not talking about it yet.
Can we take a step back really quick? In that article, they reference the link of what it's actually like to go in, and they reference the person who's working on the Wolverine game, right? So I actually have that thread pulled up, and I think it's important for us to go through that thread as we go. And we also need to learn more about the person who wrote that thread, right? So here's the thread. Mary Kinney. Okay. We have flags and all sorts of stuff in there. Okay, so here we are. Some of you don't understand how narrative consulting in games work, but don't worry, I do. Yes, this is about Sweet Baby because I've worked with that team, and they're one of the finest in the biz. If you'd rather listen than read, this vid is a perfect example. Blah, 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 blah. It starts with dev team has an idea. Maybe they've already have an outline of their story and core gameplay loop. Maybe they've got a whole script and a playable build. Either way, something is missing. Could be any number of things. A character feels underbaked.
If a character feels underbaked, then you really shouldn't be starting then you shouldn't be starting development yet until at least you have a good idea of everything. You shouldn't need a consultant group to write a fucking script. You can have a group of writers, but you don't need a consultant group to tell me how to fucking do my work, how to do my art. Fuck off. No, because you can tell when something doesn't feel organic.
Maybe a whole faction. The backstory of a map has weak sauce world building, and no one on the team has time to do the research and brainstorming to make it cool.
Then you shouldn't be make the fucking time. This again. So basically, nothing here is organic. You're telling me all this whole fucking world building is not organic at all. It doesn't happen naturally. You have to fucking put a bunch of it. No.
Okay. So
you do the research.
If a character feels underbaked or a faction feels underbaked,
then the fucking script was bad to begin with.
What's the phrase from South Park? Put a chick in it and make it gay.
Yeah.
All right. Maybe the dev team has gotten a ton of notes from publishers and executives on things that aren't working in the game. Maybe the notes are all internal. The team knows.
What the hell would an executive know? Or a publisher? Usually this type of stuff you would have to go to a focus group to fucking see any of this. Why would the fuck they shouldn't really fucking care. I give a feeling execs and publishers don't fucking care. If it sells, it sells.
So something is wrong, but not how to identify or fix it. Wherever you are in development and wherever the notes are coming from, the problem is the same. Something is wrong and the team can't figure out how to fix it.
Then that's a bad team.
That's when you call Sweet Baby. The next part is
how much they pay for that ad. Jesus.
The next part is key because some of you seem really confused. Narrative consultants do not get final say. They don't override the core dev team.
No, they'll just speak to certain people to make sure you see it their way.
And the leads. It doesn't get in the game if it's not approved.
Again, but they'll talk to certain people and then they'll terrify you. They'll pretty much make you see it their way. And then you give the final saying, oh, whoa, yeah, well, if that's how you see it, yeah, it will. It's like that one thing in South Park when you see like Mickey Mouse beating up one of the Jonas brothers. Like, oh, we gonna have a problem? Like, no, Mr. Mouse. Oh, that's good. I thought we had a problem.
I think that's all like really awesome in theory, like spectacular in theory. Until
oh, here you go.
Exactly. Terrify them. When you ask for consultants, when you ask for research, go have a coffee with your marketing team and just terrify them with the possibility of what's going to happen if they don't give you what you want.
Okay, so what's that again? I'm sorry about this and the things that they do and they don't. And every time we talk about this, just go back to that. You terrify them.
I kept this. I'm bookmarking this. I am never getting rid of it.
You terrify them. You threaten them, right?
It's totally optional, Craig. It's totally optional, except we're going to backstab you. We're going to get you fired from your job. We're going to dox you. We're going to ruin your life if you don't take our suggestions, but they're totally optional. Don't even worry about it.
It doesn't get in the game if we don't approve it. Yeah, but if it doesn't get in the game, think about how terrible it would be for you if it doesn't get in the game, guys.
Yeah, Mafia. Oh, I mean, it's really bad if you ever get canceled. It's funny that they mentioned about being friends, and I just said, yeah, these people are all probably friends. I guarantee you they're not really friends. they're just kind of part of the same mindset. Because if any of these people ever said something of wrong think, that they consider that the group thought of wrong thing, they would fucking kick them to the curb. That's what these type of people do. If you don't believe in 99.9, if you only believe in 99.99% of this, you're gone. They will get rid of you. I guarantee it.
Right? They consult, they do research, pitch ideas, give feedback, and even write scripts.
I thought you said they didn't write scripts.
But none of that gets in the game unless the core dev team agrees with it. I'm going to keep saying that because that's the key. You know what? I'm also going to keep saying this.
Go have a coffee with your marketing team and just terrify them.
There we go. Let's continue with this thread here. Sweet Baby is not, nor is any consulting group coming to wreck the games. They're helping smooth out plots and deepen characters. They ease the burden on the core narrative team. They're additive in every way. And if the dev team disagrees with them on something, the dev team doesn't take the note. It's really that simple. Do I need to go back to the clip? Do I need to go back to the clip?
Do it anyway. They're added. They're redundant. They're unnecessary. That's it. They are unnecessary. You should not need these people.
Because I'm not going to go back to the clip.
Yeah,
I'd say go back to it anyway.
Yeah, one more
Go for it,
time.
Craig.
Do it.
Remind the people.
You already
Remind
got
the
it.
people of the blackmail.
Yeah.
Go have a coffee with your marketing team and just terrify them with the possibility of what's going to happen if they don't give you what you want.
So there you go. Once again, go have that coffee. So no, Sweet Baby does not kill your game. Of course, they had nothing to do with the layoffs. Duh. They gave notes, pitches, advice, and research. The studio made the final call on what went in the game. If you have beef, it's with us.
Yeah, they'll go to the higher ups of the studio and they'll pretty much threaten. Well, they'll threaten to go to the higher ups and get them fired, get them canceled. All this crap.
Keep it with us until they take you outside for coffee and say, "Nice game, huh? Nice game. Would be a shame if something happened to it."
Better be a damn fine cup of coffee.
Blabs, is there anything else in this article that really needs to be read?
Yeah, I was actually just skimming through and I have something right here.
All right, cool.
Okay.
It's far easier to believe that some insidious outside influence is sneaking its capitalist silver tendrils into your favorite hobby, rather than admitting that most gamers don't actually care. It's a simple sell to invent a version of a company that's somehow forcing people at a metaphorical gunpoint to turn up the diversity dial, rather than just being a service that's clearly useful to some
Hold on. Where is she?
developers telling certain kinds of stories.
Okay, she missed the part about Baldur's Gate, but let me think and see. If you're against games with inclusive cast or what have you, it's growing hard to toe that particular line. That's not what they're against. They're against forcing it, doing it unnaturally. Okay, such games have proven that they needed to, that they can be both good and bad in ways of any games can be. It's hard to say, for example, the non-heterosexual folks like myself are ruining video games when Baldur's Gate's inherently supportive queer players and just so happens to be one of the best RPGs in the deck, and do not take credit for that. If you're trying to put like people like Astarion's like a really fun character. He is completely flamboyant and he's crazy and he's like wants to kill. He's amazing. Don't fucking act like just because one character that actually happens to be fucking interesting that, oh, he's one of you. No, don't take credit for him. Don't even fucking try. There's actually just naturally and just having fun with it, which clearly the fucking writers at Larian were doing. And they're just trying to make him completely flawless and whatnot, and giving him no goddamn actual depth, and making it being gay their only personality. Let's say again that in again, not that any of this needs disproving, but if you're got a culture war to wage, you need to up your recruitment somehow. Again, this has nothing to do with diversity. This is the fact that this is a company that completely destroys a fucking game story for what they think is diversity. they think they know how to fucking make a better story, and they clearly don't. I mean, if they're supposed to just try to give notes and everything, and how to make a game story, how to make a game story better, they're doing a very bad job.
Huh? You know, if most gamers don't care, then I would like to point to Suicide Squad.
Exactly.
And the various games that Sweet Baby has worked with, and the various companies that they've worked on. I just think, yes, you can point to Spider-Man 2, great success. I said this yesterday. One of the most popular IPs in history you got to work on. That game is not going to fail. It didn't fail, right? Despite the, unless you put them in unless you South Parked it, it's not going to fail. So I think it was a success in spite of.
That fucking article was a complete hit piece. Left out a lot of things. It's amazing. Again, these aren't journalists. I would not. Again, they are not journalists. They are not writing an article about a company. They are not writing about. They are defending their friends. Nothing in those articles remotely screamed journalism. They were a fluff piece and a hit piece. That is it. Because, again, I will say this again too. Video game journalism is consumer journalism, where the impetus, meaning the sole reason for them to be around, is to help the consumer, the gamers, decide on whether they purchase a game or not. They are supposed to be there to give us an informed decision, to tell us what's in a game, what's bad about it, what's going on, when's it going to release. These are the things they should be telling us. They shouldn't be defending a fucking company or any of this stuff, let alone leaving out bits and pieces about going about their workers, about Sweet Baby's employees, going after a group that's giving information to consumers, not to mention trying to get the guy banned. Left all that out. You shouldn't be trying to strongly imply that the group is violating some type of terms of services or guidelines. Those two journalists from PC Gamer and Kotaku are failures at their job in terms of, they are not journalists, they are failures at it. Honestly, I would have fired them too. Nothing in these was remotely anything of any type of journalistic integrity. They are completely disingenuous, or they are completely, whatever. I fucked up. I'm so tired. Like nothing in that was. It's completely disingenuous. It's nothing but a hit piece. It read like someone defending their friend. It is Gamergate essentially, in terms of basically going against the consumer, which makes no fucking sense. Gamers, consumers, the gamers are the reason you have a fucking job. These writers, that what's-her-face, Mary Kearney, the reason you have a job is because of gamers. Any of these devs, any of these journalists coming in here trying to support them, the reason you are able to keep doing this crap is because of gamers. And the very fact that you're going after the people who actually have to buy the gamers, it's ridiculous, because guess what? Gamers are the people you kind of need, because they're the ones who buy your fucking product. And if they don't buy your fucking product, you're out of the job. And it's kind of weird they somehow try to hold that type of power, act as if they have some type of power over you. Again, we have money. And if I don't fucking like something because it's associated with a certain group, if it's associated with any type of, if it has bad writing or anything, or certain mechanics I don't care for, then I won't buy it. And granted, I think like the only Sweet Baby game I got was Alan Wake. And that's probably going to be it for now. And that's probably going to be it. In fact, I'm pretty sure that's going to be it completely. It is amazing that they can try to think they have this much power, and they can, I mean, obviously, clearly they don't. These people, let's see. Oh, yeah, I forgot about this one. Here's look with one more other fucking thing. Let's see. If you want to see how much Sweet Baby lied to Kotaku's pathetic ideological puff piece about how they don't force diversity in games, see the clip of Sweet Baby CEO herself explaining they force their opinions into games to take over them.
We work very hard to get marginalized talent into the industry, to protect them the way that we would want to have been protected, to lift them up, and to get them into an industry where they're too often shut out. And basically, I think to take over, in the hopes that some really dope people will be able to lead into kind of a new era for an industry that's been kind of, the same way too long.
There you go. Okay, that's a little weird. There you go. More bullshit from her. The journalist, the Kotaku and PC Gamer failed to look into. Again. But then again, no. I take that back. They know it's there. They just left it out. As what is it that Sherlock Holmes usually says? It's a capital mistake to theorize before one has all the facts. Essentially, one begins to twist facts to suit theories rather than theories to suit facts. These people left out these crucial, these certain little bits of information regarding, again, the harassment towards the creator of Sweet Baby Inc. detected. They left out some of the racist shit many of their employees have said. They left out these little things about that their CEO has said. Because there's nothing objective about those articles. They did it on purpose. Completely on purpose. And they're being called out on it. It's funny that a lot of people have called this Gamergate 2.0. But I think the people who truly believe that the most are these journalists. Are people like what Alyssa McConte and people like Sweet Baby Inc. And that journalist jackass who wrote it for the PC Gamer. But they don't seem to realize this is not the same terrain. The playing field is a lot more different than it was in 2013-14. And a lot more players on the board. Twitter is now owned by Elon Musk, and you guarantee you some of these people out there, some of the people like the little journalist, what's her face and whatnot, were flipping out when he took over. Twitter is not in their favor. Twitch is not the only player in the game either. They can't just start making shit up now. Because again, that whole thing with that what's her face getting community noted. So clearly this isn't in their favor. You have more voices calling them out on their bullshit. You have someone like Stuttering Cook. Asmongold did some videos on it. You have Rev. And you even have some VTubers obviously reacting to this. Kirsha. She was talking about Sweet Baby back in October. She was like probably the only, if not first person talking about it. And I think there was like Alana on here. She's also a VTuber. She actually did a reaction to Rev's video regarding Sweet Baby. I didn't watch it because that's how I noticed that Rev had a video of Sweet Baby and whatnot. So I didn't watch her reaction. I didn't want to kind of I guess be fair, and it'd be weird to have a reaction of a reaction like this, even though that's kind of what this is. So a lot of people are calling them out of their bullshit. They are trying to use the same tactics, and they don't realize they can't do it anymore. There's more people on the playing field. While these people, Sweet Baby, and all these journalists were talking amongst each other, trying to get good with the corporations, people like Craig, people like Jeff from World Class, Geeks and Gamers, all these people, Asmon, they were talking to the gamers. And now they have fans. Again, Asmongold has millions of people, a freaking millionaire. Such a big influence now. And he's talking about how a lot of this bullshit too. Like the field is not in their favor. And they can keep trying to hide and protect their fucking tweets. They can try to I'm making them all mad, tee hee hee, but no, they're the ones fucking scared. They can't do the same thing that they did back in Gamergate because it doesn't work anymore. People are waking up. more people are aware of what's going on. It's only a matter of time before journalists are completely gone. There was no point of even game journalists anymore, of game sites like Kotaku and like whatnot and Construct. Like, we don't trust we don't trust journalists in general, much less game journalists. You go to content creators. YouTube has taken over that. Content creators, again, side scrollers, Asmongold, various VTubers. I doubt anybody goes to me, but I'm here talking about it, showing you information, showing all the stuff they picked up, and we look and I talk about it and whatnot. They are not the market anymore. They are not in the majority. They can't spin the narrative because they have us fucking telling, or well, other them, I guess me, a little bit of me, but even though I'm not doing that. But you have so many other creators now on YouTube telling them, like, no, this isn't right. God, like Craig literally got Cabrutus, the guy who literally got the guy who made the group that started this whole thing on here. Kotaku didn't bother. Alyssa McConty, I guarantee you didn't ask him, but didn't talk to him. You know damn well the fucking PC Gamer, the guy who wrote for PC Gamer didn't give this. None of this. They are irrelevant. Now, gamers are dead? No, video game journalism is dead. And honestly, fine. Good. Press S to spit, because Jesus Christ, it has been a lumbering corpse. A bloated corpse filled with nothing but complete corporate shield. Nothing but all their friends just talking amongst each other. Honestly, that's kind of all I got. Yeah, video game journalists are irrelevant. Video game journalism is dead. And we have better people to pick up the reins. Anyway, I guess that's kind of about it. But I guess actually, you know what? We'll end it on a good note. This is from Brutus regarding the whole his Twitter group. The Steam group is here it is, Rick Bright. I can say, based Valve. Thank you, Valve Software, for respecting your players' freedom of choice. And thank you, Lord Gabe, for building such an amazing platform for us. We are here to stay. Here we go. Hi, no worries. We're glad to assist you. Because we have provided all the information we have on your issue, I'm closing the help request. If you have any related issues, please open a new help request and we will help you. We will be happy to help. Steam support side. So there you go. They're not going anywhere. Sweet Baby Detected is not going anywhere. Let me see if I can find the group. Does he have it? I'm pretty sure he has it somewhere. Oh wait, let's see, another example written by an actually good journalist. Oh. Detected. What actually happened and why do we care? Oh, okay, cool. We can read this one. This is from The Shortcut. I guess I'll link this one if I put this on YouTube. Sweet Baby Inc. Detected. What actually happened and why should you care? An inclusion and focused narrative company called Sweet Baby Inc. has sparked a heat debate online between gamers and people in the industry. Sweet Baby Inc. has become the focus of some gamers' ire on social media. But what happened and why should we care? Here's everything you need to know about the latest discourse in the gaming industry from an impartial, fact-based viewpoint. Just support it. There you go. Who is Sweet Baby Inc.? The company about us section says, founded in 2018, Sweet Baby Inc. is a narrative development and consultation studio based in Montreal and working around the globe. Our mission is to tell better, more empathetic stories while diversifying and enriching the video game industry. We aim to make games more engaging, more fun, more meaningful, and more inclusive for everyone. In case we didn't wonder, that's from Reb's video. They changed that. They completely edited it. Sweet Baby Inc. has worked on high-profile titles such as God of War Ragnarok, Marvel's Spider-Man 2, Alan Wake 2. Don't put Alan Wake. They didn't work on the first one. And Suicide Squad Kills the Justice League. Its clients include Xbox Game Studios, Ubisoft, Square Enix, Rocksteady, EA, Wizards of the Coast. Oh, that actually makes a lot of sense. And particularly all big name players in the industry. Yep, there you go. I feel like there was more, but okay. What does Sweet Baby Inc. do? According to the company's website, Sweet Baby Inc. brings in diverse voices to solve diverse problems. Sweet Baby Inc. provides a narrative consultation at any stage of development, boasting a team of diverse talent with vented industry experiences to best bring your story to life. Representation. We believe that representation is key to connecting players and audiences, and we offer a few ways to help your team and project gain the perspective needed to make it happen. We're part of an inclusive and knowledgeable community of diverse consultants able to cover a wide range of cultural and sensitive topics. Real inclusive, except for ideals, because, yeah. Here's a comprehensive list of what Sweet Baby Inc. can potentially work on if it's hired. Writing. I thought they didn't work on the writing. Cinematic dialogue, UI, UX writing, barks, whatever that is, copywriting, etc. Narrative, story pitches, world building, character creation, narrative design, story feedback, and tweaks, and more. If you have to get a consultant to do your narrative building and your world building, you need to go back to the drawing board and do that stuff yourself. You honestly, a narrative, a good focus on the fucking world itself probably should have been done long before a lot of this, like most parts of your game development even started. Representation, cultural consultation, sensitivity and inclusivity reading, risk and opportunity assessment, and more. Oh, there you go. Yeah, if you don't do what we say, we'll fucking cancel your app. There you go. There's your risk. There's your risk assessment. Risk and opportunities assessment. If you do, you get to keep your. If you do what we say, you get to keep your job. Development, full-scale game development, and interactive fiction. Okay, kind of seems a lot different what they fucking said. We don't do any of this stuff. We do all this stuff. What started the Sweet Baby Inc. backlash? The controversy began after Sweet Baby Inc. employee Chris Kindred highlighted a stream curator group called Sweet Baby Inc. Detected on X, formerly Twitter. I will always call it Twitter. Kindred has since deleted these posts, but they've been documented below. Kindred accused the group of harassment, tagged the creator on Steam, and said even with the discriminatory language filed off, the group itself still fails the code of conduct. It does it. Kindred then asked for the followers to report the fuck out of this group and to report the creator, since he loves his account so much. Kindred was subsequently banned for 6 days for breaching X's policies for targeted harassment. Get wrecked, fuckhead. Another Sweet Baby Inc. employee, Felix Maya Kramer, who weighed in on the Steam curator group and said, for example, Steam doesn't have guidelines for curators as far as I can tell. That would prevent someone from starting a curation group that focuses on, say, Sweet Baby Inc. and warns people not to buy games they're associated with, which could just list any games at all. It does not list any games at all. It literally says the games they are working with and actually provides the links that prove that they are being worked on. They were worked on by Sweet Baby Inc. There you go. Boom. I don't know why I said it when it literally showed you right there. Also note that Lego Buns works for Sweet Baby Inc. Kramer's post received community notes as the Sweet Baby Inc. Detected page provided links of the sources that provide the company's involvement with in each game listed. It also doesn't tell anybody not to buy the game that the company was worked on. It's merely a list for them. Kramer and Kindred attempted to ban Sweet Baby Inc. Detected curator group resulted in a huge backlash from gamers online and raised questions about the company as a whole. If anything, if Sweet Baby was smart, they would have completely disavowed anything from these two people, and they said, we do not support what they do. We are okay with a group like this to be around. We know people do not like our games, and that is fine. We are all for freedom of speech. But nope, they fucking doubled down, and then they fucking get their little journo buddies to fucking make articles about this. But they're not smart. They should have fucking, but like literally, that's literally all you have to fucking say. Like, these two do not represent us. That's it. Like, we reprimanded them, we fired them, or anything. No. Again, they think this is fucking 2013 where they can just, where their Twitter's on, social media is on their fucking side. Sweet Baby Ain't Detected is a curated group created by ex-user Cabrutus Rambo that highlight games Sweet Baby Inc. has been involved in with a link at sources that back up the claims. The list only includes games on Steam, hence why titles like Alan Wake 2 are missing as it's an exclusive to the Epic Games Store. Users can follow the group, which now has 200,000 members, strong baby, if they'd like to avoid purchasing Sweet Baby Inc. titles in the future or at least made aware of their involvement. So far, according to our research, the group does not ask to boycott or target these games negatively in any way, as the group's About page states that Sweet Baby Inc. Detected is a tracker of games involved in the Sweet Baby tracker for games involved with Sweet Baby Inc. Give me one moment, let me go and look and see if I can find it. It just says not recommended, that's it. You don't have to, I mean, that's just his opinion. You don't have to not listen to it. I don't see it. I don't see the harassment, guys. Where is it? Where could this harassment ever be? They're talking about us, of course. Okay, a lot of these. Oh yeah, he did lock it because when they were investigating stuff. So he did that just so, I guess, so anybody, so no one would come and try to flood it. No bad faith people. Yeah, but it doesn't seem like they were. Yep, that's that old one. They're talking about us. Undetected game. Spider-Man, yeah. Lost Your Marbles, Hyper. Just more of these games. Granted, like a lot of these are just completely, or they locked it because they were looking into it. Steam, so let Steam look into some of this stuff. But nothing here says it. Just shows like where mostly where he gets his sources is his YouTube and his social media. A few words. I think it's just like, yeah, this one is just because it's like he appreciates all the like he was getting a bunch of invites obviously and friend requests. Yeah, nothing there. Nothing at all. I don't even believe in that short stint. I even looked at it. Nothing was really there. You saw a lot of people like trying to defend him. You can clearly tell they were glowies. They were either working with them or something, but yeah. Anyway, why is Sweet Baby Inc. controversial? In a nutshell, Sweet Baby Inc. has been accused of making games worse in a bid to help companies meet their ESG, environmental social governance, and DEI, diversity, equity, inclusion targets. It's also under fire for allegedly forcing its employees' political ideologies into games it has worked on. Due to the recent backlash, concerning comments from Sweet Baby Inc.'s CEO Kim Belair has resurfaced to have only fueled the fire, as well as other controversial statements from its employees. Speaking to Game Developer Conference in 2019, Belair said, "If you're a creative working in AAA, put this stuff up to your higher ups, and if they don't see the value of what you're asking for when you ask for a consultant, when you ask for research, go have a coffee with your marketing team and just terrify them with the possibility of what's going to happen if they don't give you what you want." Again, basically threatening to cancel them. Old post of Sweet Baby Inc. employees Felix Kramer also paint a rather disturbing picture of viewpoints of white male gamers. They wrote, "Pay me to shoot down your white male lead game ideas," and "Had a nightmare I was a white male gamer." Should you care that Sweet Baby Inc.'s involvement in video games? It is entirely up to you. Some people won't care about Sweet Baby Inc. is involved in the creation of many beloved games and franchises and may see it as a positive, while others will see it as problematic and unnecessary. However, a company that is supposedly proud of its work and wants to make the game industry a safer and more inclusive place, seeing its employees try to ban a Steam curated group and cancel the creator for simply highlighting its involvement seems odd for that message. This is the best fucking article of this whole thing ever. They cited all the facts, literally says this is up to you. And that is consumer journalism right there, baby. Who is this guy? Does he have a Twitter? Because holy shit, I'm going to follow him. There he is. I'm fucking following him. He's awesome. Also, fuck off that one person from that one asshole Sweet Baby employee who's talking shit about Akira Toriyama. I didn't talk about that because I'm not the biggest Dragon Ball Z fan. I do love Dragon Quest, but I was like, I feel like There's a lot better people who could talk about him. Here we go. Yeah, Toriyama gave us the best and worst black character in anime in the series. It took range due to that. Fuck you. Fuck off. Fucking messing with somebody. Fucking doing that and the fucking corpse isn't even goddamn cold. Piece of shit. Honestly, again, if Sweet Baby was fucking smart, they would fucking get rid of her immediately. Or tell her to shut the fuck up. That's probably why she probably locked her account for all I know. Let's see. Oh, here's Rev. Ironic that the employee of Sweet Baby Inc. would disrespect Akira Toriyama only after his passing without understanding why the series like Dragon Ball was so popular. Forced diversity isn't necessary when your character / story connects with viewers regardless of their race. Fucking truth. Yeah, they fucking... Oh, they were suspended. Are they still suspended? I kind of don't care, but I guess we'll see. Oh no, I can't see your stupid ass fucking tweets. Whatever will I fucking do? Oh wow, that is really funny. That is so good. You know what? I think that's probably the best place we can end this.